Hello there, everybody. Welcome back to the semi-finale to our Aerowen series here on Girls Run These World, Numenera Aerowen, where we are on episode 9 of 10, When History Meets Tragedy. If that title is any giveaway to how things will go tonight, be prepared for a lot. So before we get into it with anything, all I want to say is some content warnings ahead of time before I even get into introducing myself with the cast. There is going to be a lot tonight potentially related to the following topics: familial relationships, toxic relationships, borderline abusive relationships, if not actively abusive relationships, memory loss, the pain of expectations, natural disasters, and again, just a lot of the different themes that we've talked about throughout this series that covers a majority of it, but there's a lot related to specific characters who we've touched upon throughout the series, and very much, not even spoiling that much, they are coming to a head tonight. This is going to be a rough session. I have warned my players ahead of time, and all of them have collectively either reacted like Noelle or reacted like Torin, where they're like, why are you like this, Angela? But I say this with love, everybody. Please take care of yourself if you find at any given point during watching this that this touches on areas that you do not want to engage with. Your mental health and well-being is much more important to us than any sort of attendance and such, even if you're just lurking. So, with that out of the way, I'd like to start off by saying hello there. My name is Angela Lemos Mogrovejo. I use she, they pronouns, and I will be the world crafter / GM role here for tonight. I will be facilitating the tragedy and the chaos that unfolds here. And I'm going to go around the overlay and let my players introduce themselves for the second to last time. I'm not. Sorry. And I'm going to start with Torin. Introduce yourself and your character, the character sentence.
I don't wanna. No, I'm just kidding. Hi, everybody. I'm Torin.
Oh.
My pronouns are she, they. I am playing Cadix. Her pronouns are she, her, and she is a curious ports and plug nano who talks with machines and is doing great.
Next up, the most excitable person in and out of our story, Noelle.
I don't wanna. I am Noelle, she, her pronouns, and I'm going to be playing Errol, who also uses she, her pronouns, and she's a cheerful glaive who rides the lightning. I'm also drinking a terrible beverage.
We really need to sink in from a mental and physical capacity. We're not going to be doing okay, folks. But moving away from the two brats, we're going to go over to Alex.
Hey, y'all. I do wanna, for the record. I forgot my name. Hi, I'm Alex. My pronouns are they, them. I will be playing Enoch. His pronouns are he, him. And he is a mystical nano who possesses a shard of the sun.
Fantastic. And last but not least, moving over to the fantastic Vivi.
Hi, I'm Vivi of Vivacia. I am playing Jinx. Our pronouns are she, her, and she is an intelligent delph who explores yesterday.
Wonderful. And so we are going to launch into a recap to give a sense of where our party is. So our group has, for the most part, been struggling through the second of 4 research sites that have in many ways underpinned the development of both the land above and the land below. with not only a familial connection for our own Enoch, but a direct personal connection for Cadix, the 10th iteration of the previous head researcher of all of this, in a way. One could argue a good chunk of this is directly responsible, that the original form of Cadix is directly responsible for all of this, but that's a bit of an oversimplification. But saying that out loud does make Torrin squirm mildly, so that I will say it that way. Meanwhile, Jinx has had the experience of meeting her mother, who she has never known before. It was as awkward as you could imagine it would be, especially because both of them appear to have, in many ways, had similar life paths.
And are similarly awkward.
Yes, and are equally awkward because Gertrude, Jinx's mother, is not the social one. Her wife is the social one. Her wife is a direct contrast to Jinx. But last but not least, the most pressing concern has been the party's Errol, who has been having a good time physically straining her body to its limits and slowly but surely having, I think we decided you're already up to the shoulders of having now 2 deadly artifacts that are basically trying to slowly convert your body to their own purposes. And, last session, one of them got so angry it tried to put you in the path of a lightning bolt.
God, this is bad.
So, our group, by sheer luck of the roll, planning for, I think I clocked it at about 10 to 15 minutes of just multiple contingency plans how to get through a literal plane of lightning, or one might alternatively call it a thunder plains, but that's what just the thought for those of you who understand that reference. The group only had to dodge 1 lightning bolt, despite thinking it was going to be really bad. And I rolled a d4 and it said, nah, Ange, you're only going to have to tempt them through lying instead of actual mechanics. Sad. But the group has made it to a floating almost... the group has managed to make it to a floating sort of technological cabin of sorts, floating above the ground, closer to the skyline, and in the center of multiple sort of crystalline nodes, which the lightning artifact named Damocles that is attached to Errol, who Errol has taken it upon herself to name Fluffybutt. Yeah. It was not happy realizing that several portions of its previous self are in fact the things powering those nodes. So that's where we pick off. The group has arrived in what appears to be a small, almost living room. As is my wont in a sci-fi setting, the inside of this cabin is infinitely bigger than the outside of the cabin. Because, that's how this works. But you've all landed in what appears to be a kind of rest area. There even seems to be like a fireplace nearby. There are chairs. This seems to be a separate room set aside from everything else in the cabin.
Is Khadija still here?
Khadijah's still with you. She's the one who activated the platform that rose you all up here after Errol barely avoided getting hit by lightning thanks to Jinx's intervention.
Mm-hmm.
The raincoat.
The raincoat of power.
She's probably trying to fix the hair that was standing on end. And I'm still carrying a heart in my backpack, so.
That's really badass.
Errol, are you okay?
I'm doing great.
You don't sound like it, honey.
No, I'll walk it off. It's chill. We just gotta keep going.
Well, we can take a breather for a second. I'd actually like that.
Same.
Oh.
We haven't healed since the fight with the lightning sky snake bird bad stuff.
Yeah. Let's
Pretty
just
low.
everybody take a moment. Let's get some food in us, hydrate, get some rest. This has been taxing, especially for some of us. So I'd like to set up like little pallets on the floor so that way people can lay down and rest. And I'd like to talk to Khadija. So I walk to her and I have to. How far away is she from everyone else, if at all?
She is. She looks as though she's currently working on a panel that's right next to another door that probably leads deeper into the cabin, and just making sure that her codes that she remembers haven't been reset yet, with all of the other security protocols going haywire. Also, as a quick mechanical note, folks, depending on if this is your first or second recovery roll, it'll take 10 minutes. I think everyone's on at least their second recovery roll to do this. If you are on your third, it's going to take an hour. It will be 1d6 plus your tier points to divide however you see fit amongst all your stat pools.
I think this is our second. I think we only did one after the fight in the sky.
Yeah, we did like a
Wait.
short one.
Yeah.
So we roll
I know
a
I only did
D6,
one.
right?
Yes, it'll
Yeah,
be for
plus
your
your
current
level.
tier, it'll be d6 plus 2.
D6 plus 2.
D6
Okay.
plus 2. I rolled a 3.
4.
I rolled a
Okay,
4.
so I can. Oh, perfect.
One. Can I use an XP to reroll that? Kidding.
You
Kidding.
can if you want.
No, it's
Considering
fine.
how low you are, it's not a
Three.
bad
I'm
call.
very low. Yeah.
Also, as a note, you do have enough space and time as it is that if you wanted to do the full hour, you could get another roll again.
I
But it
think
would
we should
be a
probably do that. We're all
Yeah.
pretty spent.
Are you sure? Okay. I mean, I'm fine either way. Let me put it that way.
I also feel like it makes sense too, given that I think Enoch wants a more extended conversation with Khadija as well. So
oh, sorry. I was just gonna say, story wise, I think Cadix kind of sees what you're doing. Just Enoch, this might be a good time to talk to her about Beacon, so I can take care of everybody.
Yeah.
push.
Thanks,
It's okay.
Cadix.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm gonna go and talk to Khadija. Khadija, hi. I have questions.
I also
I
have questions. Why does she have 2 gloves? Why does she have even any gloves? Where does she?
Honey, I have no idea. But Enoch's going to lower his voice here to make sure that he's not heard. I would be lying if I said I wasn't concerned. She has 2, and it's eating her up inside and out. And I know that she can feel it and everybody else can feel it. But I need to ask, as far as the gloves, what was the containment protocol for them before?
Well, it's a fairly long story if you're willing to listen.
Oh, baby, I've got time.
Usually I'm the one calling people baby. It's very strange. So the crux of how this all started, and you see that she looks over at Cadix, is with a researcher named Katerina.
Mm-hmm.
At the first research site, I assume if you're here, you must have gotten some awareness of some of the other sites. Do I have that right?
Yeah, we went to research site. Is it 2 or 3? Research site 4. Sorry.
4.
Mm-hmm.
Then you would know what precisely facilitated that entire thing functioning and keeping the archives intact, keeping a lot of the structure running.
Mm-hmm.
Some of Ezekiel and mine's best friends and a good chunk of Katarina's closest associates and partners willingly chose to become part of the core of that facility. And given what Ezekiel and I saw Katarina, pardon, it feels so strange trying to refer to her to something else.
It's well, I've only ever known her as Cadix. Knowing her as Katarina is strange too. It's almost like she's someone entirely different.
Yeah. Well, um,
So
so I'll say this: we, Zeke and I and Huey, didn't want to have to repeat that experience. We wanted to see if there was a way that there would be something more long term than what we'd previously been using for the cores, and try and find some kind of alternative to power the research sites that wouldn't involve such a huge sacrifice. We saw what Cadix went through with everything, and so we looked towards something more fundamental. We looked towards emotions. And the reason we did that is because we found a consistent pattern across all the regions of Aerowen, that there are certain kinds of personalities, and more specifically certain kinds of emotions, that are attracted and pulled to certain kinds of elements. So for example, fire, it's often considered wild and reckless, but it's also passionate. So the people who establish regions around there are often some of the most inclined to thrill seeking and such. None of these are inherent connections, right? It just, these more happen to be the case, but we wanted to see if we could test something's reactivity to a certain emotion to see if it would, to see if we could create something that maybe could be its own power source, depending on a person's emotional state, depending on how long they were willing to last in that state. Now, in the course of experimenting, we discovered a variety of objects that we initially went through some testing phases to see what they were capable of. And the first few people to go through it seemed to have their abilities amplified. So that initially, it showed some positive signs that maybe we were on the right track, but well, I don't know if you've seen what's happened to them.
yeah, we saw. And I'll be damned if that happens to Errol.
And I would prefer, and none of us want that to happen to anyone else who was here. So we found that with some of the original participants, it was too late. But for people who had recently started it, a bonding process with the gloves, because we discovered that they had an element of sentience that we fully still don't understand with all of the research we've ever done. But we were able to create essentially a neutralizing device. It is a sort of gem that acts as an elemental, that elementally aspects itself to whatever the strongest emotion that artifact has. And if the person is willing to go through the most extreme version of that emotion, you can potentially remove the device from them, depending on how long they've been attached to it and how far progressed it's been.
This is shit. This is shit all around. I'm sorry. I know your research was for a good cause, and I'm not angry at you or Cadix or anyone. I'm just, Errol is going through enough, and to put her through more trauma for the sake of releasing her from trauma, it's just a double-edged sword. But I can't abide the pain that she's going through. Something has to give. frankly. And I don't know, is there anything we can do to ease that for her, to soothe it for her?
The part of what makes it painful to be released from any of these items, from what we've discovered, is the dependency that they create on their host. And much of that is rooted in something that the host needs to confront about themselves, about their own experiences,
Mm-hmm.
about what's happened to them oftentimes in the past. Because these creatures, whatever sort of intelligence is attached to these objects,
Mm-hmm.
they're not, they don't give, at least they don't give wholesale. They boost, but they are in and of themselves, in order to even be in this world, they've given up a lot of their own power from wherever it is that they came from. And so because of that, they feed on whatever they can get to manifest from the host.
Parasites.
Basically, they're whatever your friend is going through, it's not entirely of her own desire in a way. Or if it is, it's coming from only seeing the situation one certain way.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry that your friend has dealt with this. We had tried our hardest to square these away and ensure that as many as possible that we were even aware of, because I believe there's even some that we haven't been able to track down, were
Mm-hmm.
contained. But with the presence of certain creatures interrupting a variety of functions all across the facility, things have gone haywire, and I imagine some things escaped at different points. That's half of the reason why we've never really gone above. That's
Well, whether you've gone there or not, they've made their way there.
yes.
And I have to ask, when you say containment, do you mean holding these items in stasis or do you mean destruction?
As of now, it's only stasis, but we're getting very close to something that may mean a full, at least removal from this plane of existence, whatever that might mean. Sending them back to wherever that. We've been successful once, but that was before everything was on the fritz.
Yeah.
Again, I I can't promise you that there is a good or even simple answer to all of this, or that it will be without a lot of pain for her.
Yeah.
But this is what Zeke and I can offer you. Your friend is, if she's going to be safe, this is going to be a lot on her.
That's true. I have another question. What was it? Project Beacon? What is that?
So, I think after everything that happened with, and like again, she looks over at Cadix, who and does catch Cadix's eye, and probably gets the usual hi, like kind of happy reaction after everything that we saw happen with her. Zeke got a little bit more cynical. I think he thought the most that he could ever offer was to give his children a chance to be away from all of this, to not have to think about any of it, and that he felt that he would have to take on the burden that his friend went through before. I've tried for a lot of years, so's Huey, to try and convince him that it's not up to him to fix everything, but I think seeing his friend go through what she did, I think he felt that in a way he didn't deserve to have the happiness of getting to grow up with his kids. I think he felt that you all would have a much better chance in the heavens above. And more importantly, on a practical end, these facilities require a lot of maintenance, a lot of upkeep. So in order to ensure that we would have the means to make sure nothing from down here would get up to all of you, we stayed behind. We've lost some people along the way. We've had to make some journeys out to different places to find folks who wanted to help us. And I've tried. So has Huey. We've both tried to convince him to go and see great-great-grandparents, grandparents. I don't know if he really even knew about you aside from those occasions he spoke of you.
Yeah.
But
I couldn't have imagined that the two of you would still be here. I don't know. Can I see him?
I'm trying to get in contact with him, honestly.
Yeah.
He's last time I checked, he was heading over to the blizzard tsunamis and earthen measurement section.
Okay.
I haven't been able to get in contact with him for hours, and I don't know if
That's
he's
never
okay.
good.
No,
Yeah.
it's not. But I'm hopeful. He wanted me to get whoever else was left here out of here to go back to fall back to a fallback shelter somewhere else. And I'm sure the other two research sites are having their own difficulties.
Yeah. I mean, the first two that we've been to have been hostile, to put it lightly. For good reason, understandable, but geez. That said, is there. How can we help you, Khadija?
I think for right now, I am going to try and help you and your friend, and you need to
Yeah.
take a rest. Just rest for a bit. It looks like your friend is interested in talking to me a little bit. She keeps waving over here. I don't know what exactly that means. Sometimes I think that means someone wants to talk.
Cadix is a joy. You'll have a good talk. I need to not be conscious.
Go rest.
Thanks, Khadija.
Also,
Mm.
Zeke is going to be very sad you ended up getting the baldness that runs in his family.
I don't know why he's sad, and you see Enoch like touches
You see
his
the
head.
shot.
I'm
The art
not,
style
yeah.
is really, really detailed for a second.
Like an anime, like what was
I
it?
was going to
Armstrong
go with
from
JoJo's
Fullmetal
Bizarre
Alchemist?
Adventure level of
Yeah,
art.
yeah, yeah. You see him like pose, and he's like, I don't know why he's sad. I'm happy with it, very happy with it, and so is everyone else.
Yeah, but my man looks good with a nice bit of salt and pepper hair.
I believe you. I believe you because I do too. So I'm gonna get some rest.
Go rest, son.
See you later, Khadija.
Was that a fanning yourself, Cadix?
Was that Cadix or Torin?
Yes.
Both.
Cadix. Khadijah's gone back to working on the panel. It's Cadix, right?
Mhm. Yep.
I'm gonna have to get used to calling you that.
Good luck. I have a question for you. Took a bunch, but we'll stick to the important ones. How did the gloves get out of the facilities?
As far as we can tell, there was a short circuit in a lot of the containment in this containment sector. A lot of them were placed here for supervision. Any errant pieces that we found had stopped having any level of active sentience or hostility were repurposed for different parts of the facility itself. Some aspects of the facility are powered by former pieces of the gloves, as they
Hmm.
they were They were not always just gloves. Some of them were a full suit of sorts.
Gotcha. Okay. How many are there in total that you know about?
So far, there are 4 main elemental ones, and there are, to our knowledge, 2 additional ones of shadow and light.
Like and she grabs her notebook or what she's been writing in. Hold on. Umbral. Nope. I have it somewhere. Umbran and Solaran?
That was just, we have a lot of historians who try and figure out terms for how to refer to people across different ages. A lot of the ones that we came from, we often took inspiration in a lot of our scientific advances and designs from looking at the interplay between light and shadow. Folks who were very interested from a scientific perspective on the more shadowy aspects we were often referred to as umbral academics, or simply umbral peoples and such, or umbral believers. It's the kind of thing where nerds get specific about the kinds of things that they care about, and they care about difference up into the point where it becomes basically busybody work. And so Solaran was for the folks who liked more solar, but in a sense, I believe the research site 4 was originally devoted to focusing on light and shadow as well. And to our
Definitely makes
knowledge,
sense.
they were the last known locations that had them before I believe they were lost.
Okay, that makes sense. Because we were there and we didn't find them. Okay. So theoretically, there's only 2 more of this elemental power that we have seen with these, right?
Water and lightning are currently on your friend.
Mhm.
Earth.
Well, one's really interesting to talk to. But yes.
What do you mean interesting to talk to?
It's a bit opportunistic. Though I imagine all of them are. But yeah.
Wait, what do you mean you've talked to it, though? It should only be able to communicate with its current host.
Okay. That didn't happen.
Cadix, you've talked to them?
One of them. Now, I will say I don't usually do underhanded things. But I have ideas for it. I just need to understand it more. And I don't have enough files for it. I don't have enough tags. But yes, I did. Sorry. Let me answer you clearly. Yes, I did talk to one.
Okay. They've tried to reach out to people before, but normally you need to have some sort of telepathic link.
Mhm.
That would explain it.
So, yeah, we'll worry about that eventually. It's fine. Now here's the thing though. I have 2 more questions. One's pretty specific. How do the containment things work?
Explains the process
Yeah.
that Enoch heard, which is essentially someone has to. When I think the thing she will tell you that she did not tell Enoch, just because it didn't come up in the course of conversation, was that for a new person to bond to it, when the gloves are separated from a host, it often needs to lean into an emotion that the glove would be attracted to.
Oh,
Essentially, you have to be emotional bait.
that's going to be a problem for my plan. Okay. So theoretically, if we had 2 of those gems, one for each, and people ready with them essentially to try to hi, I'm a better target, come feed off me. Theoretically we could neutralize them for a bit.
Yes, the only other alternative would be for Errol to directly reject anything that the gloves would be offering her.
Interesting.
the gloves need an active participant. The host has to in a certain sense want to be attached to them in order to actually bond.
Okay. That makes sense. Okay. Do you have them or know where they are?
They're in the next area.
Okay.
We figured most folks, when they get up through here, that it's usually a bit harrowing trying to go through the plains when they are not shooting off lightning at random points. So
That was horrific. Okay. Do you think if we charged up the gems, they could be more than stasis?
what do you mean?
Well, I kind of can use Numenera well. And I can make one supercharged. So if we were able to get the gem to be and then got the glove on it and the glove went and then got them together, do you think there's a possibility we might be able to make it more than stasis and make the glove inactive?
Potentially.
Okay.
It
It's worth a shot, right?
there is something to that. We've on occasion attempted to use variations of my own abilities of partially phasing out a material to actually create a small tear in order to send the gloves through. We've never gotten it to last long enough to actually make that successful, aside from one occasion. And basically the entire sector had to go through a rehaul for about 3 weeks.
Oh no. Okay. I can also repair Numenera, so if it's not working well enough and then we supercharge it, it might work.
It might.
I don't. We'll see about the whole either rejection part of it or see if we get the glove off. I think I can at least get one off. I might be able to help with both, but I think it's gonna. Well, it's gonna take a lot. We'll figure it out. I do have one last thing for you, and then I'll let you get back to it unless you want help with this. But she's going to reach down and open up her leg and take out a few files that have like Ezekiel's name tagged on it, her name tag, everybody's name tag. I don't know what these are, but if you want them, they're yours. I collect memories across the world. You don't have to take them.
I haven't seen that in a long time.
I mean, if you want it, it's yours.
Well, no, it's not, hon. It's yours. Zeke gave you those.
Well, per my protocol, I can't watch it alone. I can't access these. And she'll just hand them over. I don't know what they are.
Do you want to take a look, hon?
Maybe one.
Okay. So do you want the one that has Zeke's name on it?
Yeah, let's do 6.
You go to the side of the corner, into like a little corner of the room. It's like a little holo display, and but this one looks like a combination of the holo display and the like camera. You're seeing like a displayed scene. Hi, Kata. Feels really weird calling you that. Listen, I know this is going to sound really weird, but we're friends. Or at least we used to be friends. You kind of decided after a certain point, of doing the work that you've always done, a lot of research, a lot of having people's back, that you couldn't take it anymore. I think when some of the kids weren't doing so well, I think that finally got to you. Because you knew that they were, well, not your kids directly, but the people you cared about. I think you were worried about what might happen to them, and that finally, that did it. You asked me to leave you something to remember me by. I tried to think about something funny I could try and say. I tried to think about some of the harebrained schemes that I had a really long time ago about, I don't know, creating a weird hourglass place, the different sections of it turned upside down. I don't think anyone would ever buy it. But I ended up just landing on, I'm just a friend who I think I finally get. I get why everything felt so heavy. It feels heavy right now to want to take on your work. But I want you to know that I love you very much, and that we're starting to work on something so that folks don't have to go through the same pain you did. And whatever you choose to find in this new path that you're going to be on, I hope whatever discoveries you make, I hope you find whatever joy you can in that. You always had a curiosity that I don't think any of us could ever have matched. And you had a heart that was as big as any place in this world could ever be. This is Zeke signing off, and you see another figure come into the room. And you see, hi, what you doing? And it's Kata.
Me.
Saying, hey, are you in the middle of doing something? She's like, yeah, I'm just recording something real quick. It's like, well, I don't know. It's weird. There feels like there's a lot of different like testing stuff happening around here, and I'd love to like get a debrief of everything. Why do you look so sad? Don't worry about it. Here, I'll lead you around the place in a second, okay? I'm just gonna finish off this recording. It's like, okay. That's that same exact way, the same exact position, the same exact gestures you've done.
Yeah.
Kata, Caddy, Cativ. I don't know which variation of you might end up looking at this just out of curiosity when you get a chance to meet someone who's willing to share it with you, or I guess able to share it. I get why you left. I'm sad that you left, but I get why. Whoever you're going to be, I'm going to support you, okay? Whatever weight you feel like you need to carry now, for a friend, for the world, it's your choice, okay? I'm going to take on that burden now.
I think you just see her mechanical hand reach out and just like touch him a little bit. Like I know he's small, but just kind of poke on him a little bit.
My story's not over yet, and this is how I want to spend it. Even if their stories might not last the way you wanted, they did do it for you, friend. All of us did this for you. And we'd do it again in a heartbeat. Zeke signing off.
Thank you, Kadisha.
My husband did have a way with words.
He seems very sweet.
He tries. I think he didn't want to let a lot of people in sometimes. I think he took after somebody a little too well sometimes.
You know, it's interesting. Obviously I don't really remember, but learned a lot about her this past week, 2 weeks. You know, some people accused her of running away. I don't know if I see it that way. I kind of see it as dedication. She clearly had some motive, or I wouldn't be here. And it doesn't really seem logical to make it where I can't access memories except with other people. The only thing I can come up with is that she didn't want me to be alone. Now, it's a little bit stupid, but but if I can't access memories alone, you know.
None of us wanted you to be alone, Kat.
Yeah. You all seem very nice.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I do have one last question. Are you happy?
Depends on the day.
Let me ask a better question. Are you fulfilled?
Yes. Without a doubt.
Does that make you happy more often than not?
I don't think it's the right question to ask. Feelings fade pretty quickly, hun. I've been angry at Zeke more times than you can count. Doesn't mean that that's the emotion that I think is going to stay with them. I've been sad sometimes when I've been with Zeke, and sometimes when I've been around Huey. And I've also been very happy. Emotions are fine. Feelings are fine. They're not the most important thing. Which I get is a little silly hearing from me considering all the work we've done around it, but they're not everything, hon.
No.
I'd like to think certain bonds, they last a lot longer than you think, and you make connections with folk that last far longer than you ever think they will.
I do have one last question then for you.
Sure.
2 wrapped into one. I swear the curiosity will end after that, I promise. No, it won't. You're right. How old are we?
I lost track, to be honest.
Then how have you survived?
None of these organs are mine.
Right? She puts up the mechanical hand in her eye.
Where?
Whose organs are they, Khadija?
They're grown.
Who's running? Whose organs are they, motherfucker? Whose organs are they?
So those kids I found? No, I'm kidding. So
no.
I'm kidding. It's a joke.
So the thing is, for clarity's sake, she says none of these are her original organs. Like on the here's the thing, Cadix went to fully be transparent with everybody, above table and in game. Cadix took the route of physical body augmentation and reiteration. The rest of them decided to, for the most part, keep external aspects consistent, but the internal was replaced. So we could be talking multiple decades here, or we could be talking a couple of centuries old. But as Khadija said, she lost track. Age ain't really something you worry about when you have the possibility and the tech to last forever.
Yeah. Because right now, I remember the last, 25 years, maybe. So I don't really have a good, you know.
Memory?
Well, I kind of have a great memory, but for only certain things. So thank you, number one. But number two, I think you probably guessed what I'm going to do. But essentially, I'm either going to and definitely making sure we're talking quietly, even though I'm talking very high pitched right now. I essentially am going to try to get the gloves off of Errol one way or another and contain them. I just hope it's not too gruesome, but honestly, well, I don't know. I haven't decided how it's going to go or how I want it to go. Anyway, I think what I'm saying is just I hope you'll help us. If you can.
Not to be too light about it, dear, but I think I kind of have to help my baby here.
Yeah.
Like, looks
He's kind of
over at
on your
Enoch, a
phone.
fully grown man.
Yep.
He has the look of like someone who's like, I have a new child. This is my child. They are
detailed again.
And actually, on that point, I do have memories of Enoch if you want to see the traveling together. And also I have this. She pulls up a book and it's like just horrific drawings.
the first time the eyebrow raises significantly higher than you've seen it raise in previous conversations. Why is he punching a bird? I'm gonna need to look at that later.
Because we were about to die.
That would do it.
Actually, it's really cool. He's got sun powers and a whole knife thing. It's really cool, actually.
I'm gonna need to talk to Zeke about the kinds of things he leaves behind for our children.
I mean, it was pretty cool when we found it. In fact, she pulls out memories of the first research site they were at. I was impressed.
We'll talk about this more after you all finish resting.
Okay. Yeah. Thanks for your help.
Of course.
Do you need help with this at all?
No.
Okay. Because I can talk to the machines in it.
Honestly, dear, I figured it out like 30 minutes ago. I'm just giving y'all a chance to rest.
I think she pulls out the book and she's like, can you tell me about it? Not much. You can tell me a little bit. She's already drawn Khadijah in there for the record. It's not very good.
Khadijah in the JoJo pose.
And there might even be another one of Enoch and her speaking, and then Enoch doing the back.
So that conversation does end. She does go through that. Jinx, how have you been processing these past moments? What's going on in Jinx's head right now with the whole I just saw my mom?
Also, for the record, she shoved the book at Jinx. You now have Hiram's and her your mom's journal. Yeah.
Yeah, she had them both in her hands, and she kind of sits where put the stuff out, and at first she just has the book in one hand, and then she kind of sets out snacks for everybody, make sure there's something to eat, and it's there's protein, and there's some carbs, and there's something to drink, and she keeps looking at the book, and once the little snack is set up, she's like, oh, damn it, and she'll put Hiram's book down, and she looks at her mom's books. And she opens it up just quietly. Okay. And she eat her snack and start reading.
Jinx, you would see an account of a woman who in a word has to be the sensible one of a party very often. You see she's if any of you have had the experience of being in a room where a bunch of people are being excited about an idea and having to be the person to be like, okay, I know we're all excited about this idea. However, practical consideration here. You get a sense your mother has consistently been that through a lot of her detailings. You see that she speaks very passionately and with a lot of love about her wife. There is more than a few passages dedicated to her. It's probably incredibly uncomfortable for Jinx to be reading some of these, but you get the sense that some of them are about, like, I've talked with. I'm just going to give her wife the name Felicia. I've talked with, like, there were passages you would see basically read, like, I've talked with Felicia a few different times about what it would be like to have another child. I don't think I could do that. I fucked up with the first one. I made a mistake. I had the best treasure in the world, and I gave it away because I thought she would be so much happier without me. And maybe she was. Maybe she just didn't need to know her mom just traveled around and healed people. There's not much in that kind of life. There's nothing really exciting other than telling people, don't do this, don't do that, please stop trying to do this. And you notice that the number of accounts when she goes to the, like, storm region increase exponentially of her having to tell multiple people to stop doing this. But every now and then, even across like dozens of accounts that you read, there's always her going back to that thought of maybe having a child would be good, but I don't know. Maybe I could find her. No, like the most recent months you've seen, like you'd see in her passages, there's a back and forth between like, no, I think I really do want to try and find her again, and then her eventually going, no, this is a bad idea. She's going to hate me. She's going to hate everything that I represent. She's had a life. She's had other people. I'm basically just a stranger to her. There's other aspects in the accounts where she goes, but maybe she'd still want to know. Maybe that's something she cares about. Maybe she'd want to know Felicia used to be a teacher. I don't know. I just travel around, go weird places, find odd stuff, and I take care of people. That's all that I do. That life, she's probably had a much more exciting life. She's probably had a much better life without me in it. That's a lot. That's a bulk of what you see. Like, you get these really fantastic passages about her having been pretty much everywhere, mostly above, and then a few accounts in recent months of having been contacted by someone from below, which she didn't even think was possible, and going by to try and help stabilize some things in this facility. And they're saying, well, the last entry is like, well, it looks like there's been some other folks maybe who've entered the facility. I suppose we can go and take care of them, but oh Lord, I really don't need any more surprises in my life right now.
And if anybody watches her, she will sit there and you can see that in some ways, some passages she kind of earmarks, which is mostly like the descriptions of other places, things that she finds interesting. And so sometimes you'll just see her poking at the thing and saying, "Don't be stupid." Oh yeah, I told people to not lick the wall too. No, I said don't be stupid. And just under her breath, kind of while getting misty eyed, it's like bitching at her bio mom for being stupid and over, thinking things. And she's like, stop being like me. And she's not even noticing that she's sometimes, speaking out loud.
Jinx, if you'll allow it, I think Cadex would just sit at your back, but not say anything. Just sit back to back.
Oh, she would probably be like, "We've done this before, okay? She already knows all my shit anyways." No, I said, don't be stupid.
But yeah, you have a whole journal of the woman who birthed you, essentially going back and forth between thinking she wanted to try and reach out to you, but consistent theme and conclusion she reached was that she was the one who was the mistake. You were never, in her eyes, ever a mistake. You were nothing but a treasure in her life that she goes back and forth between seeing like that she threw away, or I made a decision because I thought I couldn't give you the life you deserved. And then hemming and hawing back and forth between which degree of where she landed about being okay with that decision. Like she'd made peace with it, but not really.
No. She will read those, but she'll just keep more focus or trying to focus on the exploration because it's kind of uncomfortable for her to think about that too much. It's all a little crowded, so she's not really paying attention to nothing. It's like not to Enoch talking to nobody, not to Caddox talking to nobody. She barely keeps like a corner eye, on our troubled child to make sure she doesn't blow herself up with lightning, but that's about it.
Speaking of our troubled child who would risk blowing themselves up with lightning, Errol, how are you doing? What's going on in your head?
Errol walked in here and immediately fell asleep on the nearest flat surface. She's been going incredibly hard for the past as long as this campaign has been, and the moment that she had a moment where she didn't need to be worrying about keeping herself alive or keeping someone else alive, her body just stopped. Like it just collapsed.
You didn't fall asleep. Your body said, "We're sleeping now."
Yeah, basically.
Oh boy, that's relatable. Oh boy, too real.
I think she is occasionally like whimpering, like she's having a nightmare. But who knows what she's dreaming about?
Oh well, let's get into that.
Yay! I was hoping you'd say that.
Errol, there is you are hearing both of the voices now. They're going back and forth in terms of who's taking control of the dreamscape. There are some moments where it feels like literal waves are just crashing against your body and you're getting swept away by things, and you're getting lost in all of those moments that happened where you previously lived. And then in the midst of being washed away in those tides, suddenly there is a crackle of lightning that literally electrifies the entire body of water that you're in. And you feel like every nerve ending is on fire.
Ugh. Ugh. I can't. Oh, why are you doing this? Okay, what do you have to gain from this one?
Oh, this one I'm just enjoying myself.
God, what? Why would you try to get me killed? Wouldn't that leave you without a host?
I think you would live. You can take lightning. You have me. You've always had me now. You've always needed me. You've never really been a full person without me.
Oh God, was that one just for kicks? What?
Oh no, oh no, hon. All of this is just a nice representation of all your emotions, because I still feel like there's a part of you that doesn't want me to be here as much as you're leaning into their power leans and seems to be like the voice almost is gesturing or indicating like the water presence. Oh, that's so unfortunate. You're such a cad, Damocles. Just let them suffer and let them fall and destroy themselves of their own accord. We don't need to antagonize her. She's already at her worst.
I whenever I use the power, whenever you were gone for a second, and I still could do the things I can do with you. So, do I even really need? Yeah. Oh
There,
God
the moment you
damn!
say that, you do, for the first time ever, sense a note of fear in Damocles' voice. I think you're probably overreacting in this situation. And amidst all of this, there is a third voice that appears, actually. You hear your friend's voice from
Aw.
back over at the stop. It's like, I don't think she's overreacting. I kind of think you're full of it.
I, you know, I Damocles. At this point, I'm wondering what I could be without you.
Maybe you shouldn't be entertaining such silly thoughts, dear.
But I mean, I saw, I did it. I did something.
One thing, one small thing you may have done without me, but what would you do? What would you do if your friends were in even more trouble than you're in now? And you needed so much more than you did in that moment.
I, I, how long do I have left before both of you fully take over?
Oh dear. You got maybe hours left.
How long until we get to the core of this place?
Oh. Well, definitely too long. This is sort of, if you'll pardon an old phrase, this is sort of just enjoying the last minutes until midnight arrives, and then the real fun gets to start.
I, I mean, I can't let you. If I'm gone, what are you gonna do to my friends?
Oh, that's for us to decide. Or in a way, it's for you to decide. Because after a certain point, and really all of the points, all along the way, this has been what you want.
I never wanted this.
You wanted
After
power.
all,
You wanted to be useful. You wanted to be somebody who had a purpose. You wanted to protect, right? Well, you can do that. You just let us worry about doing all of those parts, and you just sit here and enjoy all of these emotions that you've never wanted to deal with. We can handle all of that, dear.
no, I can't let you do this after everything me and my friends have been through. If I'm the one who ends up hurting them because I give just more time, okay? Can you give me more time?
Begging's not really your strong suit, dear. Neither is bargaining. And let me put it to you this way. And both of them almost seem to talk in a union for just a second. Even if we did tell you the truth, would you ever be able to tell? You're terrible with liars.
And I wake up.
Yeah.
We have to get going. We have to keep moving. Okay. I push myself up, and from the effort to push myself, it's very clear that my legs are basically not working at this point. Let me just. Uh, mm. Okay. We gotta keep going. We gotta stop whatever the security. Enoch, it's Jinx. Are y'all? Are we gonna be able to?
What's
Get
up?
in there.
By the way, on both sides of the gloves, they both progress to about halfway up the neck on each side, and have started covering up the collar as well.
Well,
I
Uh,
think
Errol tries to take a deep breath, and it's raspy, and like there's a lot of effort expended in this breath. Come on.
well, Kadisha has been working on it while we've been sleeping, so
we should be good to go.
yeah.
Let's go.
Not before she eats and drinks something, because she fell asleep
I
before
don't
she did
have.
that.
We don't have time to eat
You
and
know,
drink.
you know what? You know what? We do.
Look,
We have 30 seconds. Nip,
No,
nip.
no.
Yeah. What, you gonna
Go to
carry
my
me?
room.
You
I
gonna
think-
carry me?
I think you just see Cadix shove food in your face.
Oh, God. I do
Turn the
not
car
have-
around.
Whatever.
I'll be fine. Come on. And she'll
Ugh.
grab you and like drag.
That was a gray paste. What was that?
It was like great. It was like
Who
great.
knows?
Damn. It's like preserves that have
Nutrient
been
paste.
made for like a bunch of months.
Jinx
Oh my
made
God.
it, so it's good, right? Honestly, I
Mm.
can't taste anything, so I don't know, but I'm gonna say it's great.
Ooh.
Ah,
Okay, Tom.
So
Maybe it's like blended
Yeah.
kimchi or whatever. Who knows?
Kimchi.
I'm suddenly less interested. Look, I like
Oh.
kimchi, but blended kimchi is a phrase I
My
didn't
first
need
thought
to
was
hear.
like sea kelp or something, but you know that would be
Sea kelp
even.
doesn't
It could
sound
be
that
that.
bad. That would. Both Torn and I are just like, it could be okay.
Yeah.
bleh.
But
The
then I
Larry
thought
not
you
David-
by
think about
itself.
what can she do on the road. She can
Yeah.
definitely ferment.
No, that's true. That's true.
That's true.
I do love the fact that both Torn and I went to the Larry David noise of
Hey.
He's got a point.
Mamma
Oh.
mia.
I have a
Has-
quick.
yes.
go ahead.
Sorry.
No, go ahead. No, go.
Just
Go, go, go.
mechanics. The banishing nodule. Did you ever roll for that, Angela? Or am I supposed to?
Is it a cipher or an artifact?
It's a cipher.
Cipher.
Oh, it's just one time use.
Uh,
Oh, but do you mean the level?
I had
Yeah,
rolled
yeah.
a
What?
4
was-
at the beginning.
You rolled a
No.
4.
So it's
Yeah,
four.
and that's mostly just because Angela and I, you were like, you get 3, and I was like, okay, I'll take these 3. So
Okay, cool. Sorry.
Yeah.
Anyway,
So-
keep going.
no, you're good.
Adisha like inputs like code, and the door leading into the next room opens, and you see it's very much. Trying to think what's the best way to describe this. It's somewhere between a cross between like a World's Fair and the kinds of exhibits that you would have seen like Nikola Tesla putting on, like live exhibits, like the fucking like lightning orb and everything. Like that's the kind of vibe you get from a lot of the containers, the technology, you do see that there are gloves that are currently with with like a ring of crystalline nodules like floating around the think of the glass containers as like person-sized, if anyone's ever seen the animated like Beauty and the Beast, the way that the red rose is contained in a glass
Tale
jar.
as old as time.
No. And we're demonetized anyways. There are a variety of different, looks like fragments of gloves are in there that look as though that they're emanating glows, but none of them seem to have any sort of active effect other than the glows being contained within each of these jars. And you do see there is a couple of shelves that look as though they're just overflowing with different scrolls, parchments, books, folders. It looks as though some of them have been converted over into something more digital, where they're just files with the little same kind of archived holograms that you saw in the other archives on Research Site 4. And near the back of the area, it looks as though there's like a full testing lab, like a set aside. The best way I can describe the back section of this lab is if you've ever seen in films like an interrogation room. It's a mix between like an interrogation room with like a glass wall on one side to look in on anything being like worked on in the space inside, and it looks
Gotcha.
as though it's reinforced, and that there is a crystalline hallway that leads into it that looks as though there are a few vents within it that effectively like air out any sort of outside pathogens from getting into the room, so the room is contained unto itself. And it looks as though Khadijah is going to one section of the wall and trying to find the materials to open up the door. Errol, both of the gloves are yelling, like they're screaming in your head. They do not want to be here.
Let's keep going.
We're here,
Since-
darling.
What?
We're here. Where do you want to
Oh.
go?
I I've nothing. Let's just do what has to be done. Where's the giant monster or the wave of things that's gonna come out at us and try to kill us like it always does?
Honestly, I think that's next after we do this.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, that's good. That's mixing things up.
Mm-hmm. Because at least with Khadijah here, I think we at least know what's coming, right?
It may not be monsters, but it's still going to be quite difficult. Dear, like looks at Errol. Are you sure you want to get rid of these?
What if I don't?
Then this is going to be a much more painful process. I'm asking you, are you committed to going through a lot of pain right now to do this?
I thought Arrow wanted to keep them.
Errol, this is your choice. And I don't want to take away her agency, regardless of what I think is best.
Yeah.
But I do think that she should know what'll happen if she doesn't.
On that note, honestly, I didn't think we'd get here this quick. You know those creepy trash people that we saw before? Well, they're what happens once the gloves eat you up.
What?
Yeah.
They're the first subjects.
I asked again, please. What is that true? Is that
They're
what
lying
you're
to
trying hint?
you. They want what you have, dear.
No.
Did we hear you ask
they wouldn't
Damocles?
lie
for
to
the
me.
record?
Yeah, at this point, I'm talking out like to the gloves.
Oh. Well, okay. I can tell you no, we're not lying. But I don't know if you're gonna believe me.
Do you want? Does she want these? I point at Khadijah.
One of them has already mentioned that she's fine with taking me.
But, yeah, you were talking to them earlier. What?
To who?
Actually, wait.
Errol would not know that the Cadex has talked to
Okay.
the water
What
one.
I'm
The
curious
water
about
one is trying to pit it above table.
Tell
The
you.
water one is trying to pit you against Cadex by saying she's already reached out to me. She already wants to take me.
Wait, you talked to them? Why would you do that? Wait.
It was actually kind of an accident, but I did. I talked to the Fluffy Butt Junior one, not Fluffy Butt.
But
See, they want to take things from you.
so is that what you're trying to do? You're just trying to rip it off and then use it for yourself? Is that
No.
Of course not.
I want you to make your own choice. Well, actually, hold on. I do want that, but I want you to be happy ultimately. Whatever that looks
okay?
like for
What
you.
if I would be happy using these to help all of you?
And I say you go for it, but
Is that what you're
and
doing?
then die?
yeah.
We would prefer if
Do
you don't
you-
die.
Right. How
Well,
does you turning into a sludge monster help us?
Well,
Explain
don't-
that in grave detail.
Yes.
explain like
Talk to
I'm
me like I'm a
fine.
Yeah.
kindergartner.
12 pages on my desk Monday.
That's a lot for a kindergartner. This would just be like one letter on a page in crayon. But no, really, Errol, I don't know. I always want people to make their choices so that way you feel resolved, in what you do. But I agree with Enoch. I think you should have all the information.
Errol, there is no happy ending here. You turning into a trash monster does not help us. You destroying yourself and putting yourself through all kinds of emotional turmoil to punch a monster in the face doesn't help us either.
But-
So if you're doing this for us, or is that what you're telling yourself? Are you actually doing this for us, or is this all about you? Be honest, baby. Because we're in the spot now. This is the place. If you want help, if you want these gone, if you want yourself back, this is the path forward.
Also, I can
So
tell if
be
you're lying.
honest.
Just saying.
God, that's such a strong thing to say in like an intervention.
I
I can tell if you're lying to me.
Sorry.
Yeah, I know if you're lying. These.
I just mean I'll tell them if you are. Sorry.
I'm gonna talk to Damocles again, and I'm going to say, what do I do?
You can run, dear. I mean, you've had a habit of running before, or at least or being chased away. Maybe that's more accurate, or maybe people just didn't want you to be there.
You think who benefits, baby?
In my
Think who
head right
benefits?
now, I am doing the calculus of what would Errol do versus what's the most interesting for the story versus
No.
what's the most frustrating, because I
What
don't
would
want
Errol
to be
do?
frustrating.
What would Errol do? Yeah.
What would Errol do? Start with
Okay.
that.
Mhm.
I don't want you to just be doing this for the drama. No. I'm saying that as your GM. Not even as the
That's why
storyteller.
I'm trying to, because I'm trying to decouple my desire for the drama from what would Errol actually do.
Because think of it this way. Errol has noticed that Damocles is being afraid recently, and also is like going back and forth on his word, and that the water one is also not being necessarily the most open with information either. And also you have the voice of your friend telling you, like, I don't actually think she's losing it. Like, you have that as a voice in your head right now telling you, like, as, let's say, a representation of what Errol actually wants.
Yeah. Could you describe the layout of the room again, real quick?
Various glass jars with what look to be fairly inactive shards of different gloves. Just it goes for a while, and then at the very back of the room, you see a reinforced glass wall that's transparent and shows another room that's likely used as containment, with a kind of glass hallway with vents, that there's an opening that the party is outside of right now to enter, and Khadijah is right in front of it, offering you the opportunity to go inside and begin the process.
I think Errol is listening to Damocles saying some very convincing things. And then she hears the voice of her friend again, and she, through all the like chaos of self-doubt and self-worth and wanting to be useful and putting all of her value in that, she has a spark of clarity that is, I cannot be anything if I'm destroyed, and what I want to do is help people, and I am a person. And she takes that moment of clarity and takes her glove and zaps herself to knock herself unconscious.
That was
didn't expect
Just
that.
unexpected.
'cause I don't want these gloves to be able to puppet me around.
Did you tell us any of that before you did this? Or did you just
Nope.
shock the shit out of
Nope.
yourself? Okay.
I did not. I just
Ah,
tased myself.
All right, in the box she goes.
hold on. She didn't actually say what she wanted.
It's like a
Okay.
very dramatic, like, build in, like, camera on my face, like, and then it just falls like a sack of bricks.
Yeah, but either she did that herself or they did it to stop her, and in either way, she goes in the box.
No, I don't agree with that.
That isn't fair.
I wake up a little bit and I'm like, oh, put me in the box. And I pause
Okay.
it.
Okay, there we
We're in
go.
the box. Off we
We're in
go.
the box.
Clarity.
We have consent. All right, let's jam her
We
in the
did
damn
it.
box. Picks up Errol and like.
I will
The
say
Me.
I will say it because I'm gonna say it's about 5 minutes till we're gonna head to break.
Oh, jeepers.
Yeah. These
Yeah.
conversations and shit has been a lot. Don't worry, folks. It's been oh boy. Torian just going.
Fine.
So here's
Fine.
the thing: as the group moves Errol through the hallway into the room, while the lightning glove is currently occasionally trying to spark off to hit all of you, the water one, it looks as though pieces of it, it's like threads of water and ice are trying to detach itself from Errol and trying to like leave, but it can't because it's so bonded to her at this point that it's unable to leave. It looks like it wants to get out. Like it has enough strength to get out. The lightning one just used by Errol knocking herself out is still recalibrating. The water one wants off.
Yeah, they know where they are.
You're like, don't
I
touch
just
that.
found a way to
It's
use water
moving.
to
Don't
knock
touch it.
yourself out.
Go ahead and make it easier for us. Let's get Errol taken care of and get her safe.
Okay.
Thank you.
No, I'm just kidding.
Cut me off guard.
Go to sleep. No.
Suddenly there's a Hulkbuster arm in the room with you for no reason.
You take out a little like you take out Goodnight Moon and start reading it as fast as you can.
Go the fuck to sleep. Anyway. So yes, once Cadix hears, I want to be free of this, whatever iteration that
Variation.
was. Yes, variation of Cadix will help.
Yeah,
All right.
needed consent.
You set
Kadisha,
her
can you
down.
lead us through this?
Yeah. Yes, dears. We have to work very quickly. That thing does not want to be taken off. She's pointing at the water one. As like occasionally the water one it's using Errol's hand, so it's fucking frightening. And it's trying to literally go for like Khadijah's throat, and like it's not great.
I can take care of it if we need it.
Okay.
And I think you'll see a little bit of a hint of like a real evil look on Cadix's face, probably for the first time. Like, I can do it.
Has Cadix been bad the whole time?
I never gave you that
What are
impression.
you talking about?
He hasn't necessarily been good the whole time either, though. So we already evil Cadix is ooh Cadix.
Oh yeah.
So the group drops her off, and Khadijah like goes to a panel that opens up, and you see that there is a rainbow spectrum jewel that is inside. That she brings it over and into a portion of the lightning glove first. It is
Oh, sorry.
now attached.
I'm going to position myself literally as close as I can be to Arrow while we do this.
Okay, folks. The moment the jewel latches onto the glove, there is a spark of just pure lightning that gets let off in the room, and it bounces around, but it avoids everyone. What this is going to be when we come back from break, you're going to have to wait, folks. We're going to break. I'm not doing this before break. We're doing this after.
Don't stop! Don't stop! Don't. No, I'm kidding.
We're gonna come back and Errol is just smash cut to Errol. Fully dead. Completely.
We just smash cut to a Yamcha-sized crater where Errol is. But no. What this process is going to entail is you need to get. This is how I'm going to rule it. This is effectively going to be my variation of using systems of 4th edition 5e and also this. This is going to be essentially a skill challenge. I will set different difficulties, and you need to reach 3 successes before you get 3 failures on this.
Okay.
If you fail, Errol will immediately go to being at harm 1. If you fail again, harm 2, and the third one risks Errol dying. Like, if you fail, this is an entire stat pool that drops. Errol will get the choice to choose. But this is it, folks. This is the moment to at least get rid of the lightning glove. And we're going to get into that after break. So we're going to take a break, everybody, for 10 minutes. Please go get some water. Go take your meds. If you haven't taken them, please take them for the second half, because the first half was already a lot, and we're going to go into even more. And oh boy, we are in for some shit right now. I wish
Bring
you
it
all
on.
so much love, and we'll see you in 10 minutes. Hello there, everybody. Good Lord, it's good to be back. It's good to be back. We are here during the second half of our semi-finale to Numenera Aerowen. Oh boy. We are in a critical moment, dear viewers, where the party is about to attempt to remove the first of the two gloves from Errol. These effectively parasitic beings from another world that have been with her for ages, and she has finally gone, nope, shocked herself and allowed herself to be moved into a containment space where now a jewel is being placed into the lightning glove in an attempt to try and break the connection. Okay, folks, you need 3 successes before you get 3 failures on this. And I need it to be across all 3 stat pools, meaning someone has to do might, someone has to do dex, and someone has to do intellect.
Can Errol roll for any of these?
Yes.
I'll cover my.
This is part of your experience in trying to psychically break free from them.
Okay.
Who is going to do the first one?
I did forget to tell you I used my 4 XP to up my intellect edge.
Oh,
Nice.
very nice.
So okay, we should figure out who's doing which one.
Yeah. I can do might.
I can do speed or intellect. Might is my least powerful one. Intellect is 16, speed is 15.
Yeah, I got
Okay.
intellect 16 and I got might and speed 13. But I got a 2 edge on intellect, so intellect
I
is
have
this.
3
And
edge
that
on
subtracts. So 2 edge makes it.
No, god damn it. We almost would have
Effort is cheaper.
Wait,
No,
so
2 edge makes it. I was gonna say 2 edge makes it cheaper to spend a level of effort.
Yes.
we got it. It only
Correct.
took us 9 sessions.
And it reduces the cost for abilities depending on how much the abilities cost.
Yes.
Absolutely. Look at us go.
So if like you had a 2 tossed ability with the 2 edge, that would be free every time.
Correct.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I don't know why you.
Angela turned so red.
Oh. I'm so mad. I hate that my face goes red so quickly. It bothers me so much. I have no poker face. Anyways,
No, me either.
so
I
whoever's
don't
going to
have
do the
any
first
edge.
one, it is going to be a difficulty 3 task.
Okay, I can put in a bunch of effort, and I think it's going to go up as we go. So I think someone else should try the first one.
Okay. As a matter of fact, Jinx, do you want to do the first one?
I can do that, yes. I mean,
Okay. The only
Why don't-
reason I'm asking is because, well, how much edge do you have in intellect?
2, and I'm full up. I have 16 points.
I think we go
Okay.
for intellect first.
Okay.
Be smart
I'll do
about it.
speed.
Because I have really bad intellect myself. So if that gets
What's
knocked
your
to
might,
0,
though?
that's going to be.
What is your might right now?
My might is at 13.
Mine too.
Okay.
Mine's at 13 as well.
Okay.
Okay, so
We got this.
we got this.
First one, difficulty
have
3.
All right.
I have another question. Is there a way that we can like knock down the difficulty for this at all?
If you feel you have a skill or an asset that is applicable in the situation, like any other check,
Okay.
you make a case for it and I'll let you know. Or if you're willing to spend to put in the effort for it to knock it down and make it easier, you can also do that. But right now, the first one is a difficulty 3.
Got it.
All right. So, So I can put in 2 effort, right? Which is, well, the edge 2, that's like, what, 2 points that I gotta spend?
Mm,
What are you
I
doing?
think so.
If I put in effort,
Effort for the first one is always 3.
all right, but I have an edge of 2, so it's 1.
Yes, so it will be 1, and then it'll be 2 and 2 for every other one after that.
So nothing because the edge is 2. So I just gotta
Well,
spend.
the edge only applies once, as a reminder. It
Oh.
applies once and the entirety of calculating it.
All right, so I have to spend 3 points because I can only use 2 effort because I have 2 in effort, right? All right, which puts it at a difficulty 1.
Yes.
All right.
So that means you need a 3 or higher in order to break this.
All right. Also, does it count? Is Cadex basically, since we're all doing this together, is Cadex helping?
I'm gonna say yes.
+1. All
So
right.
you need a
This
2
is the
or
way.
higher. 2 or higher, folks.
You got this,
guaranteed
Jinx.
20. Guaranteed nat 20 right now.
7.
That's
That'll
enough.
do.
That's a
So-
nat 20 in my heart.
Jinx.
Yes.
Jinx. Essentially, what this intellect has, you can feel free to add on to this, but this is you just taking a look at the glove with it being attached and seeing, because you have a very good keen eye for detail. Even if you don't necessarily understand how it works, you're seeing the different parts and how they're actually physically bonding to Errol's skin. Now, because of how keen your eyes are, you're seeing the exact points where it's attached, and you need to remove it safely. Because you can't just rip it off. You have to be precise about how you do it, unless you want to severely risk harm to Errol. That is your first success. The glove wakes up partially, and it lets off an electric spark. Errol, you are going to take 1 damage to your intellect pool.
Cool.
And folks, regardless of success or loss, this is going to keep happening until the glove is off. It does not want to be taken off. If it has to take care of Errol in order to ensure that it can maybe latch onto one of you later, it's going to do it. But
Can
I'm
we
basically
please-
rolling for which pool it's going to be aiming for. Okay, next person. Need Dex or Might.
I can do speed.
Yeah, I
Um,
think that works well. That's
and
gonna
then-
be. I got my.
You want to do my okay?
Difficulty 4. Because
Okay.
as the lightning
Okay. Guaranteed nat
lets off,
20.
as the lightning
I
is
did
let
just roll
off,
a nat
this
20.
is just you dodging to be in a position to not get hit by the lightning coming off. And hello there, Raiders from Heroes and Hooligans. You're here where our group is trying to
Hi.
remove a cursed artifact from somebody's arm that's literally bonded to their skin and also partially central nervous system. You come at a good moment.
Mhm.
Central nervous system. Okay.
Oh yeah, I wasn't kidding. When it started growing to like her neck, this is
Yeah,
where
it's in my spine.
like it's connecting to the spine at this point.
Oh,
That's why it's
baby.
so dangerous.
Mm-mm. No, ma'am. No, sir. No ham. Okay, I do have a question. The glove is an artifact or a Numenera?
It is technically an artifact,
It's an
which is a
artifact.
subset of Numenera. So I would say your knowledge of Numenera as a whole would help you in this situation.
Okay.
So that would
My
bring
second
you down to
question.
3.
Okay. So my second question, would this qualify as healing technically?
This part of it, I'm leaning towards no.
Okay. So we knocked it down to 3. I have an effort of 3, which means I can expend it 3 times, right?
Yes.
Like I can spend effort 3
Yes.
times. Okay. No edge and speed. I'm gonna spend effort.
3, 2, 2, so it'll be 7 total if you're going to try and bring this down. If
Yeah,
you have
I'll do it.
if you have an effort level of 3, which I think for your
I have an effort level of 3.
Okay.
So I'm gonna spend the 7. Oh damn. That's the lowest my speed has been like ever, baby. So difficulty 1, right?
Let me
I
double
think I'll
check.
put it down to a 0, right? Because
That-
it's a
that's-
4. You've got
I'm
the.
double checking something real quick because I could have
Mhm.
sworn.
Wait, okay. So if I
Think-
understand Numenera, that knocks it down to 3. Effort is 3, which brings me down to 2. Effort again, 1. which would mean 6.
Give me one
Right?
moment, folks.
Okay. Sorry, I'm thinking. Don't mind me.
Don't worry. No, I'm not saying any immediate information. Yeah, if you have an effort level of 3, then yeah, that would bring it all the way down to 0. If you're willing to spend all of that, Enoch, you literally, there is a lightning bolt that is let off by the hand directly, and you, livest old man in the party we've ever had, just dodge the fuck out of it, and you, very careful, dexterous finger work, are able to unhook at different. None of you make any faces. Are able to unhook the different parts. There is a lot of pain, Errol, as this happens.
Oh, babe.
You are taking 4 points of damage to your intellect pool.
Intellect pool?
Intellect pool. I'm rolling for which
Okay.
pool this is affecting.
My speed is at 2, my intellect is at 3 right now.
Can I do a distant activation if I see this shit going on and turn off Damocles' damage? Or at least lessen it?
Would that work?
If it's Numenera, I can deactivate and activate from a distance.
That's true.
You can activate, deactivate machine you see in short range, even if you have
Yeah.
to touch it narrowly. Misunderstand the function of this machine, which I definitely do. Must
You
be your
have a
size to swallow. It definitely is.
Yeah, you can do it. I'd say you would at least cut it down in half.
Okay.
So I can at least lessen your damage here. Yeah.
Errol, this is a might task. This is going to be 5. Difficulty of 5. And here's the thing. This is the thing that you genuinely, on a narrative standpoint, for you, Noelle, the player, to know. To remove this, I'm going to ask you one direct question. What about herself is Errol most angry about? Not about what happened to her, about everything. What is she most angry about herself? I need you to answer that question.
Errol is most angry about the fact that she feels like she can never do anything to the level that she wishes she could do it.
There is, throughout your entire body and mind, this feeling of powerlessness that you have, Damocles is trying to create so that you feel dependent on them. It's like, you need me. You need me to be anything in this world. You know that that's the truth. He's just saying this on a loop in your head.
I never needed you to be me. And then I yank my arm out as hard as I can. That's a difficulty
5.
I'm going to spend 6 might points to knock that down to a 2. I don't have any other way to reduce it. So
you need a 6 or higher to do this.
Okay. You got this, boo.
Do you have experience? You can re-roll.
There's a moment where Errol is pulling out that she remembers all the times that she felt completely powerless and like all she could rely on was the power that she got through this glove. And then she remembers her friends who have done nothing but encourage and love her throughout this entire journey. And she realizes that the only thing she needs to be for them is herself. And that is more than enough value. I'm going to spend that XP to reroll. That's a 17.
Oh my god! Oh my god! You really buried the lead there, didn't you? My god!
It is the best way I can describe it is like for anyone who watched Infinity War and had that moment of like Iron Man like trying to pull back the glove from Thanos and is like screaming in his face. It's that level of intensity of pain and effort. And there's definitely, this is the most morbid I will get in my description. You know the sound that Velcro makes as you like peel each other? That's all I need to say. That's what it feels like, but it's. And the glove, like for a second, as it's on the ground, starts trying to move of its own accord. But the jewel, like in a rainbow spectrum of light, just encompasses it in an orb.
I would like to do coaxing power on that jewel,
What?
What
which
is
is you
coaxing
boost the
power?
power or function of a machine so that it operates at one level higher than normal for 1 more hour.
The orb is vibrating with a pulse of energy that it never has, and you see Khadijah just move over to it and just stick her hand right on the orb and begin to phase it out of reality. But because of how charged the orb is right now, there is almost like a tear in the fabric of reality that happens within this contained room. For a split second, all of you hear this voice inside of your head, the same voice that Errol has heard, but much deeper, much angrier, and much more powerful than you have ever imagined it being. I will not be forgotten here. I will return. And
Okay.
Not yet.
Bye, Felicia. Off you go. Kick rocks, girl.
the glove is just gone, and there's a lot of scarring along Errol's body, but Errol, for the first time in ages, all of the rage, all of the pain, it's gone. Like there is a clarity there that you did not realize was absent until you have it again.
Errol whispers, I guess you were the one who needed me more. And then she falls to the ground crying.
Cadix will go to you and hug you and just look at Khadijah and I guess it
I'm
works.
sorry. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
The glove, the water glove, now is reacting violently.
Errol, I'm sorry, but we have to do this again if you want to.
It's the arm is trying to form an ice spear pointed at Khadijah.
We can do it again.
Get it on me. Yeah, let's do it again.
Khadijah runs over, grabs another one of the jewels, shoves it right into the glove again. And this time, Errol, this is every bit of grief, every bit of sorrow about what's happened to you. The depth of every sadness you have ever felt feels like it is latching itself onto you. With Damocles not there, this feels even more potent than the last one did. There is nothing but sorrow that is now invading your mind, or at least trying to. Same deal, folks.
Let's get it. We coming for you, glove.
And Errol, I think if Cadix is still there with you, I think you just hear in your ears like, we're going to be with you whatever happens, okay?
Yeah. What do we want to do first on this one? Do we want to just do what we did last time?
I don't have a. I mean, you can spend a little bit of speed. I have 8 left.
I mean, since I still have, the 13 in the intellect pool, I can go a little later this time. Because,
Okay,
the difficulty goes up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, then maybe we start speed, go intellect, and then go might again.
I'm down.
Do you even have enough points in
I have
might
enough
to do?
to do one last.
For,
And essentially, Cadix is right there next to you. She has backups if you need her, can try to lower things.
Cool.
Okay.
All right.
Let's
who's
do it.
taking the
So
first one?
speed.
Speed. This is going to
Difficulty
start. No, this is starting at 4.
I feels me all.
3. Okay. Understanding Numenera knocks it down to a 3.
3
Effort.
would
I
drop
can
it
put
to
in effort 3 times. But I only have 8 points, so I can put it
You
in
would be
2
down
times.
to 1 speed.
I would be
Here's what
down
would
to
be-
1.
Well,
Wait,
'cause
did I
it's
do the math right?
3, 2, 2, which would be 3, 5, 7. Which, if you have 8, you would have 1 point left, which would keep you from
Yeah.
going into harm. But it would be risking like everything.
Yeah. Errol's worth it. Let's go for it.
Aw.
Okay.
Errol
So
sees
that
you
drops
do
to
that and
speed,
is like,
then with
like
no, you don't even need to roll, Enoch, because
Mhm.
you dropped it to 0. This
Okay.
time, it is like the arm is gaining its own spike carapace, and it begins to try and shoot out spikes at you.
Mm.
Can I use foil danger?
No, you don't have to. It tries to do that, but Enoch is able, by being successful. Enoch already anticipates, given what the last
Enoch just flexes once and it all shatters against.
Just like a peck pop, you know? Just like
It's like you know in My Adventures with Superman, whenever he gets in front of the like laser beams and it just shreds off his shirt. It's that.
Yeah,
It just
it's that.
completely like.
It's that.
All right, next one. Difficulty 5 task.
All right. So I'm guessing it is again me looking at the, exactly where we need to remove it. All right. Since I am trained in perception, does that help?
I think this one I will let you have it, because this is again, you're trying to this is even worse, because here's the thing. The gloves, not just shooting off the ice shards, there is a constant stream of water that's just being let out of it. It's trying to drown all of you. So you are on a time limit to get this done. So this is a matter of you just trying to like keep yourself down in the water and keeping an eye on Arrow before the room is filling up.
All right. So
So
you said it's
so yeah, it was difficulty 5, so perception would bring it down to 4.
all right, and then I can put in 2 effort,
Which would bring it down to 2.
bring it down to 2, which costs me 3 points.
We'll bring it down to 2. It'd be 3. Oh no, wait. Yeah, you're right, because you have the edge in intellect.
Yeah, and
And that edge.
does Kedax still count as helping?
Yes. So
All
this
right,
this
plus
would
1.
be yeah. So it would be difficulty 2. So you need to roll a 5 or higher with Cadix's help in order to get through this.
All right, this is the way.
Got this. Guaranteed nat 20.
You got this, boo.
14.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. You see exactly the different points, but this is going to be even more painful than the last one was. So
Can I foil danger?
I would say yes. If you
All right.
you are able to keep what look to be forming little ice spikes from gruesome, but they should get the point across, from Iron Maidening Errol.
Oh, yuck.
So
Like
that
you stop
is
them from forming, like you grab
Oh,
them.
so it's like frozen blood. Like there's frozen blood all across.
Yep.
all right. All right, that
Yep,
was
it's
2
bad.
points.
It's
All right, I
bad.
spend 2 points to foil the danger.
Okay.
Does that negate the damage?
Yes.
It negates it,
the
yeah.
damage.
Sweet. I very much appreciate that because
Which
I
is
was
good,
about to.
because that was about to be 4 points of damage to intellect.
Cool. That would have put me
Oh.
down to 0 on intellect.
Damn.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. This is going to be now for might a difficulty 6.
Okay, I'm gonna spend 3 levels of effort. I don't think I have anything else I can put into this.
Difficulty 3, which means you need a 9 or higher.
Okay.
You got it, baby.
This really needs to work because I have. Do you want to hear my stats right now? Might 1 point, speed 2 points, intellect 3 points.
Oh, honey.
All right. Good. Okay. That lets me make
So
a choice.
this needs
got
to
this.
work.
You got this.
What's an 11?
Oh, Oh, thank God. Don't leave us in suspense. My God. My heart almost came out of my ass, boy. Like, let's go. Let's go.
The glove is it's weeping in your head and like trying to sink you with it. Like the depths of its own sadness are it's attempting to create that in the room, and the room is almost filled to the brim with water. Like everyone is having to like swim up to the top to comfortably like be able to breathe. And then Errol, you just it's like ripping off again. The same Velcro thing, except it feels less like Velcro and more like someone put spikes in you that you're pulling off.
Ugh. Evil acupuncture.
Yes, that's one way to describe it. Khadijah, the orb activated from the crystal activates. This one, it looks like it's struggling.
I will do the same. Yep, I was ready to do it. So
She's like-
coaxing power.
And she tries to like start phasing it out of reality. The glove, it's still trying to pierce through the orb. It
Keep going.
and you see like there is a distinct moment.
Can I do something?
What would you like to do, Earl?
I would like to spend 1 intellect point. My hands start glowing with electricity, and I put my hand onto the gem and give it even more power.
Does that bring you down to 0, hon?
I have edge.
Okay.
That reduces the cost. You are fucking lucky.
Yeah, I was because I think you see Cadix's hand is right over it, like just staring at you.
Yeah. But here's the thing, like this is taking a combined effort from everyone to try and rip open this one. And the thing, like this is the equivalent of like the most horrible scenario of imagining what's happening inside a Pokeball as you're trying to catch a Pokemon. Like, you know how from the outside it's just like, oh, it's just sort of moving inside. No. You're seeing what's happening. This thing is actively like forming ice skewers and javelins that are attempting to pierce through the orb. And there's definitely one moment where a long spear hits Khadijah through the shoulder.
Oh no.
Okay, first of all,
And
can
she's
I
like,
advantageous malfunction the damn thing?
you can.
Okay, bet. Let's do that.
You see
I'll
her
spend
say,
the XP.
see, no respect to you, but go the fuck back to where you belong. And she just sends it back. And again, you hear the creature trying to talk, but you hear nothing but weeping instead. And the whole room, like through all of this, by the way, this is happening while you're underwater because the room filled up with water to the brim. And as you're running out of air while doing all of this, the water suddenly disappears and you all drop to the ground.
I was like, did you just like shock all of us?
You know?
No.
I know.
Errol
I'm
had a chance to do it with just affecting the
Yeah.
device. But
Mhm.
Errol, it's gone. That power you felt towards water is gone, but every bit of that sorrow, every bit of that despair, it feels like you have had tons of weight that's just been pressing down heavily upon your shoulder. Just release. Like imagine the moment where if you've ever been sitting down somewhere and you realized your hands were like in fists or like your shoulders were tense, and then someone told
Just
you,
relax.
breathe, relax. It feels like you've been doing that for weeks.
Errol looks up at all of her friends gathered and just says, "It's me," and then is going to look up at them, and you see her ears are filled with tears, but these are the tears of an emotion that she hasn't had a ton of lately, which is joy.
Oh, I'm gonna cry.
You look happy.
Enoch runs and gives you
Like-
a big hug.
Group hug.
Yes, yes.
Everybody on top.
Everybody bring it in. Everybody
It's
bring it in.
pile.
No,
Anthony,
I only have one. I only have 1 point in night left. I only have 1 point in night left.
Also, whoever ends up pulling Khadijah into the hug, you just hear her go, ow, ow.
You'll be fine. We'll
Weird
fix
in
it.
the
Okay.
shoulder, ow.
It's worth it.
It's okay. We'll fix it.
Enoch can heal us. It's fine.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
This
Okay, I'm doing so poorly on all my stats.
Yep, we're all pretty
Yeah.
bad right now.
my speed is looking at me like, girl, you got one more time.
If we need some rest.
Errol just hugs all her friends and cries now that she's finally free of the things that she thought she needed for them to love her.
How do you feel, Errol?
I feel good.
That's what I like to hear. It's good to have you back, baby.
Happy?
Yes.
I was really hoping you'd say that because I didn't want to ask.
I feel like I need to sleep for 3 years.
900 years. Yeah.
Yeah.
Felt that. Felt
And
that.
I hate to bring this up, but we still have the beacon problem.
Wait, what?
Yes. Codename
So-
Beacon.
Yeah, so we can help Errol, or I can help you find it or something, but we still need to do that.
Yeah.
I just didn't want to bring it up until you said you were happy. So
I
Sorry.
can.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
yeah,
We definitely need some rest though, because we can't
Yeah.
have Errol like fainting on us. This was a rough thing.
yeah, and I can help us with the beacon and finding it or anything like that. I didn't use a lot for this.
So
Okay.
Jinx is gonna look at Keisha and say, "Is there a safe spot here where we can, take
The room
care
where
of
we-
it?"
The room where we took a rest in, I can see if there's anything left over in the stores in the lab. I promise this isn't experimental food. This is just extra snacks and things we set aside for. We like to eat here.
Everybody needs to get healed and rest.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
I-
physically help Errol up.
I think we should do the 2 rests at one time thing, to be honest.
I don't think I realized how exhausted I was.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a lot.
Yeah, baby.
And they
It's
were fighting
time for you to
hard.
Get some real sleep.
Mm-hmm. That sounds nice. Is there a full
Yeah.
rest mechanic in this game? Can we?
It's basically you all just crash for like 8 hours. It's basically we consider it like you're going to get a full rest because at that point you're just resting long enough that you're going to heal up to max anyways.
Should
Okay.
we do that then?
Yeah.
Let's.
To be honest, I don't even think we would have a choice because we're all exhausted
No. Yeah.
and done for.
Yeah. Let's everybody Khadijah sort of steps up. I have some snacks and rations and such.
Khadijah, how are you feeling?
Yeah, we
Oh,
should
that
look at your
fucking
folder.
hurt. I'd like to note for the
Yeah,
record
can
that
I-
I'm
hurt.
really, really,
Can I
really,
heal
really,
her
really
shoulder?
sorry.
That's-
I'm really sorry.
It's not you, dear. I'm not going to take any
Baby,
offense
stop
to you.
apologizing.
Yeah. Like she walks over to you, and she gets like the softest tone you've ever heard her have since meeting her. And she's like, "Baby girl, you're gonna be okay. You are not putting in any more effort for the next like 8 hours, okay?"
That sounds really nice.
Yeah,
Good.
let's get you to sleep.
Yeah, Errol just lays down, and for the first time in a long time, she dreams of nothing.
Good. Because nothing is better than whatever the hell that was.
Khadijah also Enoch. Before you go to sleep, she does take the time for everyone else to explain The beacon program is basically in the event that either Zeke or myself or anyone else who would have been like with a leading capacity was to be injured, that there would still be someone who could have access to the Nexus core here to ensure its stability and to make sure that the entire facility would not fall. So it's essentially a contingency plan. And she does show you, Enoch, there is a panel here that once you essentially do like hand identification and like show proof of being like a descendant of Enoch, or not Enoch, of Zeke and Khadijah, you will have executive clearance at last.
Nice. Okay. I would like to heal my grandmother.
She's no. You're not touching me. I'm gonna be fine after we rest. I'm gonna rest the same as you.
Okay, good. And
I'm supposed to
Thank
take
you.
care of you. This is how this arrangement should be.
okay. And I think Enoch is a little like taken aback by that. Enoch is an old man on purpose, and he takes care of others. So being taken care of is not something he's used to. So he's just gonna, yeah. Thanks. And for helping with Errol and helping us help her.
I figure whether intentionally or not we caused this mess, it's only good to try and help how we can. And you see she starts noticing that there's a device flickering somewhere in her bag that she's been carrying.
Mm-hmm.
And you see her like pull out a little like floating like hologram device. She's like, hello? She's like getting a staticky image, and you see it's Gertrude on the other end.
I will do the power of shock again. It's 2 and it's like point for me, so I can do it anytime.
Khadijah, okay, I'm actually really sorry. I made a massive mistake with wanting to leave you behind. With, I know it was important for me to get everyone out. They're all fine, but how is she okay? Is she okay? Please tell me she's okay.
I think I might shove Jinx forward, like in view. But
I'm good. Everybody's good.
Are you sure? You're not too hurt? Do I need to come back? Do I need to make sure that you're going to get patched up?
I didn't get hurt at all.
Are you sure?
Yeah. My friends were the ones that got. Khadijah got a little hurt, and then Errol got hurt. But I'm fine. I'm fine.
Do I need to come back? Do you still need healing? I don't have too much left in the tank, but I could make the trip over to come back and like help all of you.
No, we're about to rest. You good?
Okay. You sure?
She's just like.
But we want to meet up later, so don't go too far.
I'll stay within contact. Thank you.
You're welcome. We're gonna go to North Flipped and look for Ezekiel next. Okay, bye.
Okay, bye.
Wait, what?
Bye.
Sorry, Jinx. I just, figured you might need the push, literally.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. I love you. Sorry.
Maybe just me.
I'm gonna remember that for next time.
Okay.
Telltale Games logo shows up. Jinx will remember this.
This action will have consequences. It's the little butterfly.
Okay, Jinx disapproves.
Dog butterfly.
The little butterfly is wild.
I'm a Life is Strange girly, okay?
Listen, I feel you.
I
love that.
I only know
True Colors is the best game of the series so far. Is my opinion.
Really? I haven't played that one yet. Okay, anyways, sorry.
Okay, gaze, please. Contain yourself. But
No.
this is how you got in this situation in the first place.
Errol has gone through her character arc. Noelle is just starting.
Very
It's only
fair.
9 sessions. So You all are able to fully restock up on points.
Oh, thank goodness.
Incredible. So
And-
we're back at full.
You're back at full.
I think while
God
everyone's been
damn.
sleeping, Caddick has
No.
been messing around with the machines in the room. Like, she did sleep, but, she kind of powers down for a little bit. But she's looking for something.
Clearance level detected. Hi, researcher Cadix. Hi, researcher Cadix. What would you like to discover?
Please give me information on Katerina. Any information you have.
Request being processed. Hi, researcher Katerina provided instrumental and pivotal role in foundation of all 4 research sites, allowing for Venture to the Heavens protocol to be an ongoing success. While maintenance has been difficult, her vision and intense work and focus has allowed this entire research facility to flourish to the extent that it has. Survived by 5 different partners at Research Site 4 in Nexus Core. What additional information would you like about High Researcher Katerina?
Give me her personal logs. So I'm looking for, did she record anything? And I'll above table, I'll be honest, I think I have it. Like, I don't know if she would really keep, you know what I mean? Like, personal diaries in the research centers. So I don't think I can get access to it.
I'm going to offer an intrusion.
For the first time, I will ask what it is before I say yes.
Character growth. Everyone's having character
I don't know
growth.
if it's growth. We're going to find out.
There does appear to be a research file that matches up with something in your personal tags that you could not access on your own. The facility is willing. What I'm offering you is the intrusion. The facility can unlock access to it on a singular basis for you to look at your own leisure.
I will take it. And she'll reach down, eject the correct one, and put it in.
You want to look at it?
Yes.
This is a very harrowed, very tired Katerina on a recording device. Research log, whatever. I lost track ages ago. I've told Zeke about what I'm planning to do. And I've been living up above with everybody for a while now. Gotten to see how folks are going to be. And some of the kids are sick. And I don't know if I could handle them being at risk. So today's the day. I'm going to go through with it because I can't deal with this anymore. Hello, dog.
Oh my god, I'm about to be attacked dead! Oh, you're good. I'm listening.
I don't know why I'm even bothering to record this because probably the next time I see this, I won't understand any of the context. But maybe there's a part of me that knows that I'll still want to come back somehow, some way to this place, to who I used to be. So this is, like most of my work has been, done with a contingency. Kata, Caddy, whichever variation of you might be looking at this. I'm sure you've wandered a fair bit. I'm sure you're wondering whether or not, was this worth it? Probably asking, was I happy? Probably asked a lot of people whether or not they're happy. The hardest part is, yeah, I was. I was happy for a lot of it. Sometimes that's not enough. I tried and I tried as hard as I could to let that be enough to distract me whenever I could let it from the worst parts. But I know that somebody's story is going to end, and I don't have anything I can do about it. Your story is going to be your story. Cat Ive, Cat X, I don't know which version of you is looking at this. Whatever you decide about who you're going to be, I hope you're not, it's just about being happy. It fades pretty fast. And knowledge and seeking can only get you so far. But maybe you'll find something else that's worthwhile too on your journeys. It's the whole reason I'm going to leave you with the protocols you have. Maybe you'll find something better than I did. But if you ever come back to me, just know I don't regret it, as sad as any of it made me. Happiness fades, but sometimes our impact is a lot more than we thought we ever could be, even if it's never good enough for us. Good luck. Begin reiteration protocol. Torin.
Yeah.
What does it look like?
There's oil coming out of her face. And the reiteration protocol. Her body shuts down, eyes closed, slump real quick. It takes a minute. And even at this point, I think Katarina probably had one implant. Her eye. It was one of the first ones she did. So that way she could see everything. She didn't miss anything. And no one could ever lie to her ever again. And the first thing you see, it's not at the same time. The eye opens first, the mechanical one. And when machines reset, if it has a camera, you hear it, like how it opens and closes and kind of recalibrates. Kind of goes in and out. And the other eye finally opens. And then just a big smile on her face. It doesn't reach the non-mechanical eye and just...
Oh,
Where am I?
yeah, it's basically that. It's You just
Yeah.
hear her through the recording go, "Oh, I must have left this on. At least I think I did. Maybe I didn't. Oh well. I guess this must have been for someone important." Presses the button and it turns off.
Yep. And I think you can assume she stored it in her leg, and it was one of the first ones in there. As it shuts down, I think you see Cadix, or anyone, if they were awake, could see. There's oil coming from her face. And I think she just shuts down in much the same manner we just saw. And just rest. We'll see where she is in the morning.
Time passes. 8 hours of it. It's hard to really distinguish anything, as time feels meaningless in this place where environments are wholly artificial, where whole lives have been lived and no one's ever really known what outside was, in a way. But as the group reaches the end of their rest, fully recovered, Errol, you have the best sleep you've had in weeks. You're fully recovered. Your body feels like your own. Like it's the sense of like if you've ever like been sleeping on your arm like under a pillow or what have you, and then you wake up and you realize it's gone numb, and then when you finally get feeling back into it, but that feels like for your entire body. Like you feel like suddenly your whole body is back under your control.
Errol wakes up and looks down at her starred hand, and sparks of electricity dance through her fingers.
It's fluid. It's completely under your control. The intensity is not the violent raging amount that it was before. It is now entirely yours.
She just starts playing with it. Like she's making little like shapes. She's like, I think this is actually she makes a like a lightning yo-yo at one point, and it's just like
I just for whatever reason I just imagined a lightning basketball and the Harlem Globetrotters theme starts playing in the background.
No, I can't
Sprinkle
unhear the
with
music.
lightning.
she sets up some cans, like some of those like can super gross lab stuff, and she's just like
I think that's what wakes up Enoch, is
Just-
hearing the like the little laser gun thing going on. Yeah. I think that's what wakes him up. And he doesn't say anything. He just watches. Curious. And then goes to make breakfast.
Jinx, you wake up next.
Yeah, she'll wake up and she'll probably start like popping her back and everything's creaking. And just like, oof, this was a rough one. And then she will look around and see what everybody's doing. And see, she can look, did she get the glove back?
No.
Why is she shooting lightning?
She always could.
Oh,
Errol's always been powerful.
yeah, those gloves were evil.
Yeah. They did a lot of harm. Not just to everything else, but most especially to, and most importantly, to Errol.
I am
But
glad
this is
that that's
different.
gone.
Yeah.
I'm glad that she's having fun. That she's not afraid to use
Yes.
her powers.
Khadijah,
And look at the quality. It's something entirely her own.
Wait. Watch this. I concentrate. I'm holding my hands like this, and bolts of lightning zap and form like a little crude cartoon drawing of Enoch. Like, it's like just a little, and like, look. Ow. Okay.
Enoch is absolutely delighted. I think okay. He's not stoic, but he doesn't smile often, and he certainly doesn't laugh a lot. But like this in particular has him full tilt little boy giggling. Like this is fabulous. He's very pleased. He gives you an extra helping of bacon.
Aww.
Practice makes perfect. You keep practicing, dear.
Yeah,
I'm gonna.
you're doing incredible.
Ow.
yeah,
Sorry.
Be
you see
careful.
Khadijah come over, and she has a look of like, just like, what the fuck are all of you doing? And then you see she like goes over to like a shelf that looks as though it has these like very thin panes of glass, and then she sets up against the reinforced glass wall like little targets to give you a chance to practice like finesse, like see if you can bounce the little lightning bolts along the different targets.
Bitch, let's go.
And
I
it's pretty spectacular because also Khadijah looks a lot better after like getting a chance to recover and heal up from everything that happened. Because I want to note for the record, she was at 1 point after everything on intellect.
Yeah.
She
Yeah.
like if no one else had done anything to charge something, she would have been like going to like harm one.
Oh no.
Like she was
Oh,
taking a
thank
bid.
goodness.
Well, because when y'all found them, both her and Gertrude were already like really hurt and low from trying to get a
Yeah.
group of people across the lightning plains. But
Also, and this is like OC do not steal territory, but the stars on this arm where the lightning thing was are like jagged and long, and then the stars on the other arm are like soft circles.
okay,
Love that.
artists, you know what to do. Anyways,
I want that fan art on my desk by Friday.
with that being said, that's about now that y'all notice Cadix is not up.
I think
Cadets, look at what I can do. Cadets.
Cadix.
You're not hearing a voice. Like she's not in the lab with you all. She hasn't gotten up from the other room.
I run into the other room.
Yeah.
I can imagine that little girl giggle with the scooping Cadix. Look what I can do.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
like fully bouncing up and down. Like,
And
Where do we find you?
I would assume either in the same room far away or like maybe at another room with the console. I don't know the layout here.
Yeah, I'd say there's another room with a console.
I think when y'all
Cadix.
walk in there, I think she's up. I think she's up at this point. She turns around and just, hi!
Cadets, hey.
Hi.
Look at. I make Cadets' name out of like lightning bolts. Like I draw it in the air.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
How did you do
And
it?
then I don't know, I guess the glove amplified my. I guess this was either something I could do or something the glove helped me do. I don't know, but I I make like a little fireworks display.
That's really awesome.
Yeah. What are you doing all the way out over here?
Let's try to figure out the computer.
Oh,
I did
well,
rest though.
that's good.
Okay.
So since Jinx is really good at interacting with other and perception, does she see any of the oil that's still left on the face, or did she clean herself up perfectly?
I would have cleaned myself up. Yeah.
Here, you know what? I'm gonna put it down to this. Because I know Cadix would have been extremely careful with that. I'm gonna put it to a difficulty 4 intellect task. Perception drops it to a 3. So difficulty 3. You would need 9 or above. This is something I'm making you roll for because I do think Cadix would have tried her hardest to make sure this is not a thing people pick up on.
I want to ask a DM question real quick as well.
Mhm.
So Cadix has it where people cannot lie to her because of her. I think her curious ability gives her this.
Mhm.
Do we think she can lie really well?
I think there is a difference between being insightful, which makes it easier
Yeah.
for you to detect when people are lying, which is
Mhm.
essentially what that skill gives you,
Yeah.
versus being able to be good at being cunning or
Yeah.
deceptive. So I would
Okay.
say no.
Oh no, not at all. Like
No. It's not. I'm not saying no, not at all. I'm just saying it
Yeah,
wouldn't help, like making it in your case, making it harder for Jinx to pick that up. Is what
got
I'm
you.
saying. I'm not saying you can't lie at all. The problem, the one who has the hardest time in your group with lying is Errol. That's part of the reason why the gloves were making use of that. Is that Errol,
Yeah.
like they directly said, even if we were telling the truth, you wouldn't be able to tell because you can't tell with lying.
Got you. Okay.
But Jinx, you can lie, which I assume is what you are doing at this moment. But
Yeah.
Not at all.
Jinx,
Lying like hell.
Three.
Lying like a rug on the floor. Mhm.
So you said it's left
Lying
3.
like Simba.
difficulty 3, which would mean a 9.
All right. So if I put some effort in and I got edge 2, then it's a 1, right? And then it is a 6.
on your shoulder.
It's worse with you
Sorry.
having a cat on your shoulder. You're just
It's so cute.
That's
It's so
my
cute.
Velcro cat. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna spend 1 point and put in 1 effort.
okay. So that'll drop it to a 2, which will mean 6 or higher is what you need to tell whether or
Yeah,
not.
and I'm not getting a +1 because she surely ain't helping.
Oh no, she's not helping you. This is a 6 or higher, bud.
Not even close.
Ooh, 7.
Oh my
7.
god.
Just barely. I will say here is how
Are you
I'll
Columboing?
Hate me.
Because I've known her for so long.
Just one more thing.
Nice. Hate me.
Is that a Columbo reference?
Yes.
Oh, just one more. God damn it. I did not think someone would ever make a Columbo reference in a game. I apologize for that. Also, our chat saying, BB out here saying, why clutch pearls when you can clutch cats? I thought that was going to go with why clutch pearls when you can just clutch rolls, but because I think cats also works. So here's how I'll put it, Jinx. It's not an obvious thing. It's the nature of you two have worked with each other a lot, and you just notice like a small thing off about Cadix's appearance.
I will even give that to you if you want it. The physical appearance part. On her, so her right hand is the one that's fully mechanical. On her left, the shock ring that she received before is now embedded in her left hand. And so, yeah, I'll leave it at that. Hi.
Yeah, so as Jinx notices that, it's going to be like, stepping closer and kind of like bumping. So, how are you?
I'm good. I feel a lot better after we rested.
Mm-hmm. And why were you in here instead of with us?
I was looking at the computer.
Okay, what were you looking for?
Honestly, any information about how we can get to the north flip side.
And what else?
That was it. I haven't been awake long.
And she's gonna lean in and she's gonna say, Alex. And she's gonna use her teacher eyes. Why don't you tell me? Because you know I'm gonna find out anyways.
I think she leans in and like puts her forehead to yours. My name's Kataxi.
I knew it.
But I do know you.
And then
Your name
Jinx
is
is
Jinx.
gonna be like, oh, nice to meet you, Kataxi.
Aww.
I mean, I know
Um,
you already, but yes, hi.
You know how long we've been friends?
If the dates are correct, a while.
Yeah.
I know about it.
Okay. Do you remember why you reset yourself?
Something about finding people here. In Research Center 4. No, 3. Are we in 3?
And on
I
that
know we're in
note,
research.
folks, that's where we're going to end the session for this week.
Dog, like I fucking knew it. Okay.
Was that a squeaky toy or was that really?
I don't know. That was okay.
So, folks,
You're making me cry.
It's fine.
Stop.
Fine.
so this has been oh boy, this has been I'm just gonna say it's been a time, everybody. Before I get into the whole okay, I'm processing the information. I was like, please be wrong. Please be wrong. Nope, I'm right. God damn it.
I'm sorry. I'm sitting in love. I apologize, everybody.
No, it's fine. It's fine. I already knew that was a possibility. You'd mentioned it before. I'm going to let us go all the way around and talk about who we are and where you can find us. So starting with our own troublemaker, Kataxi, otherwise known as Torin.
Hello, everyone. My name is Torin, or Torin Talks Creativity on the internet. My pronouns are she, they. I have been playing Cadix, now Kataxi, whose pronouns are she, her. As far as where you can find me, I am on multiple games on Girls Run These Worlds, as lovingly and just honored I am to do so. So otherwise, I am on my own channel at Torin Talks Creativity, where I do art and play games on Wednesday and Saturday. Love you. Also, sorry again.
You're not sorry. You're not sorry at all. Next up, Noel.
Listen, I bring him up, and then Torin knocks him down.
Yep, that's what I expected. Go, Noel.
Hey, I'm Noelle, she, her. I was playing Errol, also she, her. You can find me online at Noelle Eve Palmer, NoelleEvepalmer. I'm going to be attending San Francisco, San Diego, Los Angeles, possibly Boston, possibly Portland. A ton of prides across the United States this summer, where I will be selling my various wares and my children's book, which will be out by then. So just follow me online, and you can see all my stuff there.
It's really fucking cute, everybody. Please go support her. She's amazing. Other person who is currently really amazing and wonderful and broken and reached a pitch that I didn't realize was reachable by humans. Alex, go.
Hey yo, not too much on me for real. Okay, hello internet. My name is Alex. I have been playing Enoch. My pronouns are they, them, his, or he, him. You can find me on the internet everywhere at AlexAMA_. I do stuff and things sometimes, so go check me out on beacons.ai, and you can find all of my stuff there.
Fantastic. Next up, the one who knows her buddy best and gets to really discover the problems far faster than everyone else does, Vivi.
Hi, I'm Vivi. Right now, this is the coolest thing I'm doing. You can either find all of my socials and stuff at vivacia.contact in bio, or you can just hit up the Discord of Girls Run These Worlds, because that's also where I post a whole bunch of memes.
A lot of memes, people. Meme generation is at optimal capacity when Vivi is involved.
It's like, you can take that out of my Zenio hands. Cold dead hands.
And so, last but not least, myself. Hello there, everybody. My name is Angela Lemos Mongarejo. I use she, they pronouns. Still gonna take me a while to say that second bit. And honestly, you can find me over on Patreon over at Phoenix 24 Femme, where I am a poet, I am a writer, I am a musician, freelance musician who's available to write themes for TTRPG campaigns and such. I charge roughly about $35-40 an hour with a flat rate of initial amount because I write amazing things. I literally wrote a theme for my raid team for FF14. It took me a while, but 13 hours of production later, a thing was created. Everyone who ever edits anything in audio understands my suffering. It's pain. It's always pain. But you can catch me there, or also just around Girls Run This World, where very soon I'm going to be involved in something else, not as a GM. I'm going to be a player in something very soon. And if you think I bring the gay and the sad when I am in this spot, you've seen nothing until when I am a player. I can bring a level of gay that has been unseen by the world. And as I would like to note for all of our viewers, our own fantastic Errol was literally saved by a rainbow jewel. That was on purpose, motherfuckers. Rainbows win. But as far as the other fantastic things happening on our channel, Mondays, we have Season 2 of Fate Auriga Stars with our Disaster Master, Alta Mirage, which someone on our cast happens to be in that show. Wednesdays, we have our fantastic Anya and Firefly Into the Black with a crew that has a job and needs to just keep flying at 1 p.m. At 8 p.m. Eastern, our flagship anchor show, Roll for Luck, in the sapphic homebrew world of Amalgarth with the one, the only Ryu, the dungeon mistress herself. Fridays, obviously, you have us here for one more week, folks. One more week, and then we're gone. But for longer than that, equally entertaining and wonderful, Sundays at 3 p.m. Eastern, we have another show that Torin is in that I can embarrass them about being in every time I get to do this spiel, where we travel across the high seas of devastatingly handsome crew in our Dragon Age game. All Templars are bastards, mage rights, with our GM, Humalu. Always remember, people, mage rights. And Templars are fuckers. Don't fuck them, but fuck them. Anyways, thank you everybody for being here for what I promised was going to be an extremely emotional and taxing episode. And look, someone's in a better state. And someone has reiterated because of past trauma, you know, the casual things you do in a sci-fi setting where people are grappling with history. But this is what happens when history meets tragedy, folks. Some big shit happens. Oh, also, we are going to be having some Pride games that we are in the works to getting folks in, including some Juneteenth games, folks. We are so excited for so many of these things. Good Lord. I cannot wait to see the amazing cast that we are still looking to get more people involved, especially for our Juneteenth games, because we are hoping, if possible, to try and get it like half games, like Black Run casts, and the rest usual pride, gay, queer shenanigans that we do here, because when we bring the queer business, we bring the queer business. But on that note, people, take care. Much love to everybody, and we hope that your weekend is fantastic, that you feel safe, and if you do not, then you find the community and the people you need to remind you of that safety that you deserve, and whatever troubles are ailing you, you're able to manage it with some friends, a good companion, or other people who may fulfill your needs in other capacities. Anyways, wishing you all well, and see you next week for our finale, everybody. Take care.